general, I would say that the fundraising methods that are really working well for you right now may not be the ones that will continue to do so in the future. Very likely not, because these things tend to have sort of a life cycle, and some are longer than others. But my advice to you would be to, next to the strategies that are very successful, to really also look at other ones, try newer ones, innovate. And very often those are also in the realm of digital fundraising. Now, it can be through a crowdfunding platform, it can be through sending a link, sharing a link through WhatsApp or other communication tools. It can be through other social media. But I would definitely advise organizations to try and test, and that's the beauty of digital, that the testing can be done quickly and at very low cost, and you can immediately see the results. So you can try through A/B testing several ways, and I would say what does not work for you right now may do so in 1 or 2 years' time. So don't, write off on methods because you may just be a bit too early. So that's the generic part of my answer. And then the more specific one has to do with looking at the personality, both of your organization and of the people and the audiences that you are trying to mobilize their support from. What suits you and what suits them? What really fits you? Which channels do people like? Which ways would they want to be asked? Is that in a personal manner? Would they like to receive a letter, a digital letter, or would they like to join an event? Or would they maybe want to become active and fundraise on your behalf? All these ways, and what suits you as an organization? What kind of a person are you as an organization? I would say that those methods would need to coincide together. And we should hold ourselves to high standards in our work and in our workplaces, which should be inclusive, which should be gender sensitive, which should, avoid, discrimination in any way, and uphold universal human rights. And so I think those considerations, also in terms of ethics, when it comes to, for instance, remuneration, when it comes to good governance, when it comes to transparency about how you fundraise and how you spend the money that you raise or the resources that you raise, is very key. And I think, having checks and balances internally, describing them, making them accessible to anyone who wants to support you, are all part and parcel of that. But also having 360-degree assessments regularly with your team and team members to look at how you work, having processes in place where you provide the opportunity for feedback, for constructive feedback, and for really discussing, where things may go wrong, where things have not gone the way you wanted, and then taking that as a learning journey to improve yourselves. I think all of that is important. But also in the specific part of resource mobilization, I think it's really key to have a cut in terms of the people who raise money and how they are remunerated. And there should not be a connection between how much money they raise and how much they earn. And that is something we are seeing in codes of conduct in many countries around the world when it comes to fundraising and fundraisers associations adopting that. Evidently, because you do not want there to be a linkage between both. So I think that is something to look at. And also, very many watchdog organizations in countries which have to do with industry marks of good governance also look at percentages of cost that are admissible as a maximum. I think that also is a part of that transparency and good governance element, but also providing your annual reports for everyone to be able to look at those, but also having them in a public place, often with those watchdog organizations, can all be a part of having the sector as a whole, but also your organization individually, be held accountable. And I think that is a very key characteristic for every good organization and for every good and best practice when it comes to ethics, transparency, and good governance.